to my channel. This whole topic is going to be, obviously you can tell by the title, a whole like trying to conceive journey. I wrote down on my notes like literally everything I wanted to talk about. So if I am forgetting something, just leave it down in the comments and I will try and answer your question. I am so out of breath. Oh my god, do you hear Winston? He wants to come in. If I let him in though, I have this plant over here and he messes with it all the time. So I'm keeping him out, that's why. I did want to mention one thing before I got into all of this, is that everything that I talk about or say that I used, did, etc. these are things that just helped me, and it necessarily won't work for everyone. It's just what I did and I used that may or may not have helped me. I really don't know, or it could have just been perfect timing, but just wanted to let you guys know that. First topic I want to get onto is how long did it take? So me and Mitchell got married on December 11th, 2020. And most of you know, like I said, as soon as I get married, I want to try having kids ASAP. My best friend was also getting married in February, so I was kind of trying to like not get pregnant at that time just so I could like enjoy her wedding as well. But we were also like not preventing at the same time, if that makes sense. I want to say we like really started trying in February after that wedding. They say the start of your cycle is the beginning of your period. So from February to the end of November, I think I started, my last period I had was November 24th. So from that cycle is when I technically got pregnant. We obviously conceived naturally. We didn't have to go to those next steps, but I did tell Mitchell like, sorry, I'm so out of breath. I did tell Mitchell like at the beginning of 2022, if we hadn't conceived yet, like we need to go see a doctor and like see what our next steps are. Obviously, we didn't have to go to those next steps, thankfully, but I know there are people out there who have been trying for longer than I have, and I have so much respect for you guys. I know it's hard, and my thoughts and prayers are with you guys that have been trying for a very long time. I didn't do the whole like temperature taking thing. I started off with just like from February, I feel like, to like May, I was just kind of basing it off this app I use called like Period Tracker, where it gives you your fertile window and then your estimated like ovulation day. So I was kind of like going off that. I think that's what kind of messed the whole thing up in general, because I was basing my assumptions off of this app that was telling me you are ovulating on this day, and I could have been ovulating earlier or later. So after that, I started looking into ovulation tests. So I started off with this one where you like pee on this end and then you stick it in there, and then it gives you like, I think, a smiley face or a frowny face and then like a blinky face if you're hitting that peak ovulation. I liked this one. It wasn't my favorite until I discovered this one by Clear Blue. This one I liked because you literally just peed on it and it acted as if it was a pregnancy test. So it would give you 2 lines if you hit your peak, and then just 1 line if you weren't near your peak of ovulation. So I really liked this one because it was just like straight to the point. Like I didn't have to plug it in, wait for the smiley face, blinky smiley face, and then like, I don't know, I feel like the digital is just sometimes too high tech. You just want like, just like, let me pee on the stick and get the results type thing. I literally took it every single day in December. Like I was so adamant after my period in November, like leading on into my cycle, going into December. When I started my period November 24th, after I finished it, I think it was like 5 days later, I started taking these tests, and I literally took it every single day until the week of my period, because sometimes they say you can hit your spike twice. I don't know. So I wanted to like make sure I didn't miss my peak. So when we were in Miami for our 1-year anniversary, that's when I hit my peak. So I literally started getting like the faint 2 line, like the first line is always like very bold, and then the second line will get like darker and darker as you hit your peak. So this definitely like started getting darker, and when we were in Miami, I was like, oh my god, like let's go, let's do it. And then when we got back home, it started getting fainter and fainter, and then I just continued taking it even though I had already hit my peak, because I just wanted to like make sure. I never hit a second peak, so I was like, all right, well I guess we'll see, like there's nothing else I can do. I don't know if this was a key factor or not, but it's a fertility lubricant. People recommend pre-seed as well, or use pre-seed. I just happened to find this on Amazon and bought it. Again, I don't know if this actually helped or not, but I was just like, let me just kind of try anything at this point. It helps, like, I guess the sperm move quicker through your cervix to get to the egg. This was just not the thing I tried. I was so sick of buying pregnancy tests because, maybe as most of you know, pregnancy tests are so expensive. So I found these on Amazon. I can't remember how much they were, but so many of these come in a package. I want to say it was like $15, and I want to say like 50 came into a pack. So another thing is, I hated taking pregnancy tests because especially if I was late on my period, like if I was a couple days late, I hated taking a pregnancy test and then get a negative, because I'd just be like more discouraged. I'd rather just gotten my period and been like, all right, let's try again next month, than to be like 2 days late and take a test and just get discouraged that it's negative, and then start my period literally the next day. I don't know, that was just me. So I think I only took like 3 pregnancy tests. And after like the 3rd one, I was like, I am done. I am not taking a pregnancy test until I'm like legit a week late. But Christmas Day, we found out Christmas Day, and I was 4 days late. But I just like knew. I just knew. Another thing I did was, I kind of like, I don't want to say I gave up, but I kind of like stepped back a little bit from like alcohol and caffeine, and tried to stay away from like processed foods in a way. I don't know if it helped, but I know like caffeine, like you're only supposed to like limit your intake on caffeine while you're pregnant anyways. So I was like, I might as well just like step back from it, because I was drinking like 2 to 3 cups a day, and it probably wasn't healthy for my own benefit. I'm still drinking coffee, but I literally only get a tall, and it's my only cup, and half the time I don't even finish it. Like, I've literally only drank half of this, and I got this at like 9 a.m. and it's 12:30. So those are the things I kind of did that may or may not have helped me get pregnant. I was gonna say something else. Oh, everyone keeps asking like, what was your very first symptom of pregnancy? And I really didn't have like symptoms that made me think I was pregnant, because again, pregnancy symptoms and PMS symptoms are so much alike. It's so confusing. The only sign I had that I was like, that made me take a pregnancy test on Christmas Day when I was 4 days late, because I told myself I wouldn't take a test until I was a week late, but I was only 4 days late, is that my boobs hurt so bad. And usually like the week before my period, my boobs would hurt. They would be tender. And then the week like my period would start, like the tenderness would go away, and by the time I got my period, it'd like just completely be gone. But this time I was supposed to start my period on the December 22nd, and my boobs just like, oh my god, hurt so bad. That was really the only sign I had. And it's hard too, because like for first time moms, you don't know what it's like to be pregnant, so you're like trying to find all these signs of what Google says or whatever else any other mom says, and you don't get those signs. Like some people say they got implantation bleeding, so they started spotting, and that was their telltale sign. I never got implantation bleeding, I just never got my period, and that was that. So it was hard to distinguish the two, but because my boobs continued to stay tender, I just knew. But that was pretty much it of like our TTC journey. It wasn't like anything crazy, it was just more about timing, and looking back, it all just kind of like makes sense in a way. It couldn't have happened at a more perfect time. I'm having a summer baby, like I'm a summer baby, so like that's fun. And then my best friend Karen, you know, I get to experience her baby for the next 6 months and just like soak that in. So those things, I feel like everything just happens for a reason and it's meant to be what it's meant to be. So I'm very thankful, we're very blessed, and we're very excited and happy for this time. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week.